Sindh, the southernmost province of Pakistan, the land of the great Indus River and the culturally rich prehistoric Indus Valley civilization, is now home to many of the poorest and most marginalized people in the country. It is not strange, however, that the majority of those adversely affected live in rural areas, where basic facilities, productive infrastructure, and a support mechanism is really in a deplorable situation. Climate-induced disasters further devastate the livelihoods, particularly of the people in rural areas of Sindh province. After the catastrophic floods of 2010 and 2011, tens of millions of people lost their homes and livelihood assets. Amidst of this adversity, rural communities, particularly small farmers, daily wage workers and peasants, are compelled to live a harder life.
Poor water management, unsustainable agriculture practices, lack of access to business opportunities and capital, markets and selling skills are major problems in rural areas of Sindh. The gap of income and expenditure is increasing rapidly in rural areas, making people highly vulnerable.
Strengthening Livelihoods project was launched in May 2013 by RDF in the water-scarce areas of Union Council, Khudaabad and Muradaad of District Dadu, with the financial and technical assistance from Trocaire. The project has completed its duration in February 2017.
असांजी ही जेका यूनियन काउंसिल आहे खुदाबाद डिस्ट्रिक्ट दादू जो ही तमामु उन जॻह ते आहे जिथे दादू ज़िले जी एंड थिए थी ऐं उहा ॿी जेकी असां जेका असां सां गॾु कमु करे थी उहा यूसी मुरादाबाद उहा बि कंहिं हद ताईं असांजे दादू ज़िले जी एंड ते आहे असांजी इकनॉमी जेका आहे तमामु पोइ पहले तेल दादू केनाल जो जेको तेल आहे दादू केनाल जो तेल ते असां वेठल आहियूं तंहिं करे पाणी जी तमामु घणी शार्टेज पाणी जी शार्टेज जे करे मईशत तमामु वेही वई.
Beginning with the social mobilization, community organizations of men and women groups were formed and strengthened to take efforts themselves for the ecological agriculture, water management and other sustainable income resources.
The project has benefited women, small and progressive farmers, entrepreneurs and unemployed youth. It has trained a number of men and women in sustainable agricultural practices as well as in entrepreneurial skills. Through this project, a good number of youth was engaged in small businesses, which has diversified their livelihood income.
The project has successfully demonstrated laser land leveling, furrow and raised bed agriculture practices, use of farmyard manure and other crop management techniques, which has increased the per acre yield. The project has made available the laser leveler, ridger and planter along with a tractor in the area, which is now being used by the farmers on a regular basis. These implements are managed by the Union of the Farmers.
लेज़र लेवल में वॾो फ़ाइदो इहो आहे त असां हिन खे पाणी घटि ॾींदा आहियूं थोरो ॾींदा आहियूं त हिन जी पूरत थी वेंदी आहे ऐं जेकॾहिं असां लेज़र लेवल अॻु में न कंदा हुआसीं त असांखे वॾो नुक़सानु पवंदो हो हाणे असांखे एतिरो फ़ाइदो पियो आहे जो असां हिन हिकु जिरेब जे जाइ ते असां एकड़ यानी आबादी करे सघूं था.
Capacities of small and progressive landholders and peasants were built through farmer field schools. That group-based learner process has changed farming practices in the target area. Majority of farmers have now adopted ecological agriculture practices and increased their crop yield.
खुदाबाद जो आबादगार आहियां असां अॻु में कणक जी पोखी जेका 20 खां 25 मण एकड़ रहंदी हुई उहा लेज़र लेवल सां पाणी टाइम ते ॾियण सां ऐं पोखी वक़्त ते करण सां असांजी इहा 25 खां 45 मण एकड़ पैदा थी आहे. उन खां अलावा वणनि जे तरीक़े सां त वणनि जो बि जेको 15-16 मण एकड़ 20 एकड़ जी पैदावार हुई हींअर असां उहो 40 मण एकड़ ताईं पहुचाई आहे.
Because of the unavailability of the regular flows of irrigation, huge land was unattended. To address challenges of degraded lands and improve soil fertility, RDF successfully demonstrated block plantation, which is locally called Huri plantation. This block plantation of around 500,000 trees of Acacia nilotica is making a significant contribution to the environment conservation also, besides direct economic benefits. 4 plant nurseries were developed by the project, which is a source of massive tree plantation in the area. Besides a source of income for the poor people who are managing these nurseries. 3 plantation campaigns were regularly organized. The landscape of project areas is dotted by the protective enclosures of these growing saplings, bearing the promises of a greener and more fruitful future for these communities.
So we visited the RDF's project in Dadu last year, and I was very impressed to see the sustainable agricultural practices that they're using. We also went to see the hurry plantation, which is a methodology used to adapt to salinity and improve the soil quality and allow the land to be tilled again. We also visited communities that were involved in disaster risk reduction and looking at preparedness for flooding. I was very impressed to see really strong women's participation and women's empowerment, which is a fantastic achievement. And also the community's ability to come together and develop very strong preparedness plans and allocate resources at a community level towards preparedness.
Training of women on making and using fuel-efficient stove was carried out to ensure that fuel consumption and indoor air pollution is reduced in the area. Hundreds of fuel-efficient stoves are made by the women and being used properly. Furthermore, to promote food security for the vulnerable families, kitchen gardens have been established and women are provided with training, seeds and tools to maintain the vegetable plots. As part of this project, RDF has specifically provided women and unemployed youth with productive assets such as livestock, grocery shop items, beautician kits, poultry, to augment their family income and improve livelihood conditions. The provision of sewing machines and extensive training to women has proven to be a great success. Women were also trained on safe handling of food.
शहर जी डिज़ाइन सिखियासीं जेके हिते सफ़ा बिल्कुलु कोन्हे उन जे करे असांखे आर डी फार्म सिखिया ॾाढी सुठी तरीक़े सां ॾिनी जो असां हाणे शहर जी डिज़ाइन माण्हुनि खे सिबी था ॾियूं ऐं उहे हाणे असांखे कपिड़ो माना शहर हाणे कोन थियूं मोकिलियूं असां खां थियूं सिबाई सिलाई कराइनि महीने में तक़रीबन असांजा 3000 तक़रीबन बची था वञनि.
Community organizations and their federations at the Union Council levels were formed to reinforcing participatory community management of natural resources, take efforts for the Common Development Agenda, with particular emphasis on equitable distribution of irrigation, water and access to social services.
असां यूनियन काउंसिल खुदाबाद जे हदुनि जे अंदरि कमु कंदा आहियूं ऐं 30 ॻोठ उन्हनि उन ते मुश्तमिल आहे ऐं 30 ॻोठनि जा ई नुमाइंदा असांजा इन कारोबारी कमेटी में उन जा नुमाइंदा आहिनि ऐं उहे गॾिजी करे असां पोइ पंहिंजे इलाइक़े जी रिथाबंदी तरक़ी ख़ुशहाली ऐं प्लानिंग सां उहे कमु कंदा आहियूं त असां पंहिंजे माण्हुनि जी लाइफ स्टाइल कीअं बहितरु थिए असांजो माण्हू ख़ुशहाल ज़िंदगी कीअं गुज़ारे ऐं अॼु जो जेको दौरु आहे त बाबा जेके चैलेंजेस आहिनि उनखे कीअं मोड़े सघे.
RDF understands that poverty is not just about lack of material resources alone and also has a keen sensitivity to issues of power balance, discrimination and vulnerability that create the vicious circle of poverty. Subsequently, in all its project areas, RDF strives to build connections between the individual, the state and the international community and foster a mutual sense of responsibility between each.